Pluribus ordo seclorum, e pluribus unum. They changing climates and replacing humans. Soils while bulldozing far. Can't defeat us, they could not destroy us.
Are we dreaming the same dream of money, guns, and gasoline?
For the average team, CFOs are after cream. GMOs extracting genes with everyone on my GPS.
Giant!
Put away your inhibitions. Let the beast in you just get loose. We all young, wild, and different. We can all get lit from a little. I know you're terrified by what the future lies, but there's no compromising. It's my way or the highway. We all just slave the lust, heart building, breaking trust. Don't get like don't that instant. Keep up with your friends thing. Tell they bougie, go wait in line with them lame. Talking real rap, tell them break your neck, gon' bust a rhyme. Going down, pass it around. Hey, what with me now? We running well. Hey, and nobody getting, we on the town. Hey, never come down, I never come down. Lose it. I'm Mike.
Everybody, I'm Larry Ridley, and this is Madden 17 on EA Sports. Tonight's matchup features two quarterbacks who will be trying to lead their team to victory. It's Osweiler's Texans going up against Breeze's Saints. With that, let's get you out to the Bayou. We're standing by as our commentary team of Brandon Guyton and Charles Davis.
All right, Larry, thank you. We are down on the Bayou as you get a look inside the Mercedes-Benz Superdome in New Orleans. Straight ahead, we've got a good one on tap here between the Houston Texans. Texans and the New Orleans Saints. Breeze now on first down. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. It's a gain of 5, and it's a second down. Now a man who sat out 3 seasons. This is Tim Hightower. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. It'll go as a gain of 6 that time, and it moves the chains as well. Looks like the defense in press coverage here.
And that's a nice pickup of a first down on that second down run. And at that yardage gained, they can run that play on any down.
Breeze now on first down. Finding time. Going up top. Oh, that was dangerous. Threw it into coverage, almost picked. But instead, they'll keep it on second down. The defensive crew for the Texans. Here's a look.
Jadeveon Clowney was the #1 pick in the NFL draft, and it was with good reason. An absolute athletic freak. Now he's trying.
It's caught inside the 25. A big play that time. Breeze hooking up with Cooks. 46 yards. Well, we know he's got the speed there. He needed the speed and the hands. A great catch.
And because of that speed, you have to respect it as a defender. So you have to either play off or make sure you're somehow in contact with him, and he's able to do it.
And now the Texans are going to stop it as they signal for a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. From the gun, it's Breeze. He's got, now the pressure gets there, and he goes down just inside the 20 at the 19.
Well, that was point counterpoint, wasn't it? They decided to throw for it on 1st and goal. Instead, the defense counters with pressure, and the defense wins, getting a big sack.
2nd and goal. Defense digging in again here. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. He picks up 7 yards there, but they're still faced with a difficult 3rd and goal here.
This drive is turning into an extended one, and the guy carrying the ball, he's becoming more like a body blows guy. Every carry is putting some damage on the defense. So after a while, I'm not too sure how many guys are going to want to run up and tackle him.
Can this defense get the stop on the opening drive? Here's 3rd and goal. Breeze now on 3rd and goal. He's going to be taken down, sacked back around the 18-yard line. Jadeveon Clowney in there to get him his 2nd sack now of the afternoon. And this one is no good. He missed it. And this will remain a scoreless game.
Everything looked good. Good snap, good hold. Sometimes, though, the ball just doesn't want to go where you want it. And this one winds up no good.
They'll throw on 1st down with Osweiler. Out to the flat. That's complete to his running back. 30. 10. Touchdown, Houston. Lamar Miller, 75 yards. And the Texans have taken the early lead. Well, he's used to running it that distance. Here he had to catch it, too, before making the run. Heck of a play for the score.
There's not many things better for an offense than a back who's a complete guy who can run it and catch it. And we just saw him complete a big-time play for a touchdown.
Out onto the field comes New Orleans. And they had compiled a pretty long drive last time. Unfortunately, though, it ended with no points after the missed field goal.
And that can hurt the psyche of a team because as they drove downfield, you know you're never supposed to count points in your mind until they go up on the board. But let's face it, we've been there. We've seen teams before. They were counting on those points. They didn't get them. Can they come back now, start over again, and grind it out?
Here's Breeze to throw. And this one is incomplete. He couldn't get the hook up there that time with Thomas, and that'll make it 3rd down. They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. Now Breeze on 3rd down. And he'll be wrapped up around the waist and pushed down. Jadeveon Clowney getting him once again, his 3rd sack of the afternoon. Oh, it's a wobbler here. Just a 25-yard punt. Not what he was hoping for by any stretch. And the Texans with great field position to start this drive as they take over 1st and 10. On 1st down, Osweiler. He's going to rifle one deep. That's caught inside the 20. Hopkins under 1,000 yards this season, well down from over 1,500 last year, but season finale signs of life, 123 in that affair.
So that's got to feel good to him. That's got to feel great to the Texans as a whole as they head into the playoffs. But the one stat that would trouble you, just 1 touchdown for DeAndre Hopkins since week 5.
Wow.
Can he have a breakout starting with the playoffs?
Offensive starters here. Wide receiver DeAndre Hopkins, a talented wide receiver.
And he's still looking for that ultimate recognition. He wants to be mentioned with the best receivers in the game. His numbers suggest that we should do so. So much goes into a successful play, doesn't it? How about that play action there? Freezing the defense just enough to bring the tight end free downfield for the completion.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. Under pressure, and he'll go down. They'll sack him on what ought to be the final play with Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, and it's Texans football as we get going in quarter number 2. And they'll come up looking to keep this drive moving. They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. To throw is Osweiler. And this one's incomplete. And the offense looking to pick up the 1st down after the 2nd down incompletion. 3rd and long, it's Osweiler. He's going to take a shot for the end zone. The Pro Bowler DeAndre Hopkins, the intended receiver. And that brings up 4th down. On is Nick Novak now for the Texans field goal. And this a 39-yard attempt. And the 10-year vet knocks it through the goalpost. And the lead moves to 10-zip. So it's a 7-play drive, but it stalls out in the end.
Let's credit the defensive front 7. They were a little leaky at the start of the drive, but they stiffened toward the end.
This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. Back out onto the field now comes the New Orleans offense. And still no points on the scoreboard. You're coming off of the 3 and out. They're just looking for anything to grab onto right now, aren't they?
I'm wondering if someone's going to take charge in the huddle. You know, we always look to the quarterback, but sometimes there's another player on the team, a star, a veteran, someone with some excitement and energy. It's like, all right, guys, let's shake things up and let's go, because they still have an opportunity to make things happen.
Shake it off.
That's a good play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball. Held him to a gain of 2, and that changes the playbook a little bit now for the guy calling plays. 2nd and 8. Now he's got to probably think about going to the air instead of maybe staying with the ground game. And when an offense is doing a nice job selling the play-action pass, a lot of responsibility shifts to the linebackers. They're the ones that have to determine run or pass and get to the proper places on the field.
Here's Breeze surveying the field. And incomplete on the deep ball. He was looking for Mark Ingram there. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
And there's a good opportunity to just went awry there. A drop pass. I guess that's why they call them running backs and not catching backs.
2nd down following the incompletion. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to get this one down to the 45. Call it a gain of 4, and it'll leave them with a 3rd down and 6 to go.
Well, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
Now Breeze. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. Too long for a field goal, too short to punt. That in-between range, and they'll go for it on 4th down.
They dialed up the screen pass on 3rd down, and for a second it looked like it was all going to come together, and they had a chance to pick up a 1st down, but the defense got there and finished it off.
Well, as we sit on the eve of the playoffs, interesting note, first time since 2003 that both Super Bowl teams from the previous year have not made the playoffs. That leads me to this question. Who's the biggest underachieving team of this season?
Well, I would start with Carolina. They were 15-1 last year, and while they were the runner-ups in the Super Bowl, we fully expected them to make a run back towards it this year. I'd say also, if you stick with that, Arizona, trendy preseason pick. They didn't make the playoffs. And Jacksonville, another trendy pick. They didn't make any move towards being a better football team. On the flip side, on the overside, Miami, they made the playoffs. I think Detroit, Tennessee both made great moves. And how about the Dallas Cowboys? Did anyone expect this season the #1 seed in the NFC?
They go play action with Osweiler. Hopkins on the grab over the middle. 23 yards on the play. And that's one of his advantages of a passer, is now with his height, setting back there in the pocket, firing over the middle, he can really see everything clearly.
It is, and I know that other quarterbacks get it done different ways, all right? You don't have to be his height.
Is this intercepted? It is. It's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. How does the Saints offense now as they get ready to take over here? And this offense last time turned it over, went for it on 4th, didn't get it. They're lucky, though, because no points against the team on the board, but we'll see how they respond.
Yeah, they've got to get a lot of credit to their defensive teammates, don't they? They had their backs on that last series, and because they did so, that allows the coach to still stay aggressive on offense and maybe go for it again in a similar situation.
I was going to say, maybe makes that offense feel good, but when you know you've got a defense making stands like that.
Yeah, that'll loosen up things a little bit, won't it? Maybe you'll play a little bit better the next time you have the ball.
And his throw here's incomplete. The tight end Josh Hill was the target, and it's 3rd and short. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 2nd quarter. On 3rd down, Mark Ingram. And he's going to get to the 31, enough for the 1st down. That one good for 16, and the drive will continue.
Give them a lot of credit. They ended up running the ball on a key 3rd down situation. They were staring 3 and out in the face and found a way to flip the script.
It's caught inside the 25. A big-time play there for New Orleans. 54 yards. 2 minutes remain here in the 1st half. We're back to New Orleans after this. On 1st and 10, here's Breeze. It's caught left side by Cooks. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
They're going to hurry back to the line now.
Easy. Kill.
On 2nd down, here's Breeze. That's complete right around the 8. A 5-yard gain, and now they're set up 1st and goal.
I think that's a big pickup for a 1st down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a 1st down, executed it to perfection. They'll look to run with Ingram, and he is in for the score. Touchdown, New Orleans. Mark Ingram, a 3-yard touchdown run, and the Saints are back within a score. And oh, he takes off with it. It's a fake. And Hill with it over the middle. And he is not going to get in here. So the decision to go for 2 does not pay off as they're unable to cut any further into their deficit. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. That'll be taken in the end zone. To the 23-yard line. And here comes the Texans now. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. And now they're in the hurry-up. Play action. It's Osweiler sliding out of the pocket. This one completed to Keith Mumphrey. That one goes for 24 yards.
Looked like the defense put pretty good pressure on him, but he's able to flush out to his right to try and evade people. On the run, had to get on his horse. Still accurately throws a nice pass for a first down.
And he's just going to throw this one out of bounds here. Nowhere to go with it. Incomplete.
He's thrown one interception already, and that doesn't necessarily mean the rest of the game is going to go like that. But it does seem that he's a little bit off in his approach to this one.
Yeah, it does. And that was a risky throw right there.
Got to be careful.
And this is caught inside the 5. And oh, so close as he takes it all the way to the 2-yard line. A great job pulling that one in from a guy, as we know, who can really blaze. He's got a lot of speed. And that is caught. Touchdown, Texans. DeAndre Hopkins, a 1-yard touchdown reception. And the Texans will extend their lead. Oh, it's a fake. They'll try and throw for it. It's caught inside the 5. And he is into the end zone to bump the lead up 2 more. Now it's Novak on. He'll send this one away following the touchdown. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. Now the Saints offense, they get ready to go back to work here. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Throwing on first down is Breeze. And Cooks has it over the middle. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. On first down, Breeze trying to set up the screen, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Brian Cushing. And he's given his guys a shot for late points as they will take over in range for a field goal or maybe more. And a great spot to start this drive from here.
No, Jack, Patriot.
After the interception, here's Osweiler. And he's taken down here by the Saints. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. On second down, here's Miller. They find some open field here. And he'll be brought down at the 21, just shy of the 20 in the red zone. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. And Novak's kick is good. Well, we're going to let you off a little easy there, LR. Halftime interrupted, and we are ready to get to this third quarter. And that will make this now a 15-point advantage. The Texans offense now, they get set to head back on the field here. They built a good first-half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half. The
pressure from his right, and he goes down hard, flat on his back. They bring a man off the corner that time, and he gets home for a loss of 6.
All right, now look at me.
They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. Now Osweiler on second down. Mumphrey with it over the middle. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to third down. And they're going to hurry back to the line now. From the gun on third down, Osweiler. He's going to fire one deep. Middle. That's caught inside the 20. And he just falls short down at the 1-yard line.
There will always be a place for methodically marching the ball downfield. But when you can pick it up in big chunks and strike like that, have explosive plays, that's often the difference in winning and losing. Those types of plays that can knock a defense off balance, that'll drive a team towards a victory.
They'll try to punch it in with Miller. And he's in for the score. Touchdown, Texans. Lamar Miller, his second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Texans will add on to their lead. Now it's Novak on. He'll send this one away following the touchdown. This is fielded at the goal line. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. They trail offense first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. He's going to launch this thing way downfield. And this is caught. And he takes it down deep into enemy territory.
Now, that play will end up on the highlights, and you'll see it all over the place. But what you won't see, the offensive line that bought the extra time, that allowed for the big completion downfield, those guys made that play possible.
They'll run here with Ingram. And he takes it across and into the end zone. Touchdown, Saints. Mark Ingram with his second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Saints get a bit closer. Again, they'll run with Ingram. And he got it on the touchdown run, but he won't get in here. He'll be stopped short, and they'll come up empty on the try for 2. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. That's fielded in the end zone. And this return net's positive as he gets past the 25 and up to the 27-yard line. The Texans offense now, they get set to head back onto the field. And they were able to punch it in the end zone last time. They'll be looking to do that again here for the defense. Obviously, they'll be looking to stop them from punching it back in the end zone.
It always is punch, counter punch, isn't it? And which team has the advantage? Let's just go back. Last time. On offense, they rolled downfield, get into a good rhythm. You can see a little more bounce in and out of the huddle. You can see the sideline really get into the game. So defensively, you're thinking to yourself, how do we take that away from them? How do we get the advantage back? Let's see what they come up with. I think pressure is always the first way to go.
You love pressure.
I love it.
We'll see if they dial it up this drive. Give him 4 on the ground there. They're now left with 3rd and 6. Looking to speed things up here, going with some tempo. They go play action with Osweiler. Finding time. Flushed out right. Now he's going to let it go deep right sideline. So they took a shot there on 3rd down. Couldn't get it. Now it's 4th.
Well, the obvious goal is to try and score a touchdown, but at the least, adding to a pretty big yardage total for his intended receiver there, huh?
Yeah, well, when you got a guy over 150 yards, keep chucking it deep to him, I guess.
Yeah, no doubt about it. You can get it to him short, and he can make plays that way, but I like what you just said. Throw it to him deep and get it in a big chunk.
But incomplete on that try. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. Last time they were out, they scored. Still trailing here, though, so some work to do.
But it's okay in terms of mindset. Because they scored the last time, they're not quite as worried about being down on the scoreboard because now their confidence is a little bit higher. They feel like they've got something going, and they feel like they can attack again and put more points on the board.
Are you scoreboard? He's got him in. Complete. A very solid gain of 27.
There are so many things to watch for when you play defense. And reading your keys, you always hear about that, and having your eyes in the right place. Sometimes your eyes can fool you. How about that play action there? And it sprang the big guy, didn't it?
Able to dump it over the top to him. And quickly, they get to the line.
Some runs are blocked so well, you almost forget that someone has to carry the ball to gain the yardage. The leverage by the offensive line to create space up front, really well done.
On second down, here's Breeze. Brought in left side by Snead. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line.
That was a nice completion on an out route, and those types of plays are the result of arm strength by the quarterback and timing by the receiver.
And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down.
Not a run that you're going to write home about, but still a good first down run. That's what an offense calls staying on schedule. 3 to 4 yards on first down, you're set up very well for the rest of the drive.
Now Breeze throwing on second down. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
And there's another completion to the tight end. And let's face it, it is hard to overthrow a 6'6" target.
It is indeed. Quarterbacks like their speed guys. They like that huge 6'6" target that they've got in him.
They really do, and it reminds me.
And he is in for the score. Touchdown, New Orleans. Mark Ingram taking it in from 2 yards out. And the Saints make some inroads here to that deficit. Breeze is going to throw. And now the pressure gets there, and he goes down. So he couldn't get rid of the football, and that deficit stays right where it is. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. It's a short kick taken out beyond the 20. And they're going to wind up with pretty good starting field position as they get it up past the 35. Now the Texans offense, they head back out to do battle here. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay. Lamar Miller. Touchdown, Houston. Lamar Miller, 64 yards. And the Texans will extend their lead. Oh, and it's a fake. They'll try and throw for it.
In order to lead in a game, you're going to get plenty of contributors, but that's his second touchdown catch of this game. He's one of the key guys in this one.
And you better believe he'll be looking for the hat trick here as this one continues to go. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And last year, that would have been a net gain of 5 on the return. This year, he stopped where he would have been if he had taken a knee, and that's at the 25. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively. And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be second down.
Anytime a ball's thrown in the middle of the field and it's popped up in the air, I expect someone to catch. It doesn't matter whether it's offense or defense because there's usually a great amount of bodies in that part of the field. In this case, no one came up with it.
They go play action for Ingram. Now Breeze. Now he's going to throw it back deep. A 50-50 ball here, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Andre Howe. And he's able to get it back here to the 43-yard line. And now out comes Houston. And last time the formula was pretty simple. One play drive, long pass. Maybe they just want to do that again, right?
And that's exactly how you want to draw things up. Whether it's on your grease board, right, in your playbook, one play drive is exactly what you want on offense. What they have to be careful of is not having a letdown. It was
back now here live in New Orleans. It's the Texans in control of the football and leading this game as well as we start the fourth. first down. Osweiler, he's going to loft one deep left side here. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
I like the boldness, and I like that they took a shot downfield, but it was well covered. He's able to get a hand in and knock it away.
Here we go now. All right, now, look at 56.
Second and 10 now. Osweiler toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done. He's played a great game. It continues right there, even with this lead, confident to throw the pass and have the reception made.
There's no doubt who the leader of their team is there? There's no doubt.
And he'll take this one in for a Texans touchdown. Lamar Miller, a 10-yard touchdown run. And the Texans will add on to their lead. And he's gone 2-2 on us now at 2 receiving touchdowns, now his second rushing touchdown.
And that's the back of the NFL nowadays, isn't it? The ability to do everything. You can't just be one or the other. The best ones, able to run it, catch it, and produce. Big-time points put on the board by him.
The Saints coming out now to take the field. And following the interception, we'll see what they can put together on this drive.
I can hear my old college coach right now. He always used to tell us before every game, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. What they're hoping is that last mistake is their only one of the game.
Coaches, that's all they talk about, turnovers, right?
Minimizing those and maximizing opportunities.
Back to the air on second down. It's Breeze. He's got time in the pocket. And he's going to be intercepted a third time. A great read, and it's picked off. And his guys are going to get the football at the 23-yard line. Out comes the Houston offense as they get set to take over here. And that recipe on their last drive that resulted in a touchdown looked pretty good, so they'll be hoping to do that once more.
And it takes me back to when we sat with the offensive coordinator and the head coach. They felt
Lamar Miller, 20, 10, touchdown, Houston. How about the game that he has compiled here? So he has the 2 receiving touchdowns, and now that is his 3rd rushing touchdown. 3 plus 2, 5 total.
I'm telling you, you and your math can't beat you on that one.
Yeah.
You've got it down. But how about the diversity of the day he's had? Just what you pointed out. 3 on the ground, 2 catching. What a performance.
What a performance. If I get my numbers and colors down, it's going to be a real threat.
Just always remember, color between the lines.
And now the Saints get set to trot out there. They come up in an offset eye. They'll run with Ingram here to begin the drive. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Well, they held him to a short gain on that one, and it almost felt like on that first run, they were trying to just throw the jab at him. So how do you stop a jab? Get closer and smother it, just as they did on that last play.
Ingram again. And he'll be tackled at about the 35. Call it a gain of 5 that time, and they'll be left with a 3rd and about 4.
And there's a run to be happy with. Good, solid yardage. You'll take that anytime you hand the ball to a back.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And he will have a first down here at about the 40. At 5 yards on the play there, as the drive will continue.
Well, partner, they might want to tear up their scouting reports a little bit here because they just broke tendency. 3rd down, you don't ordinarily see a toss. They ran it really well and picked up a first down. I love the way the edges were sealed, which allowed him to get to the corner.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by the linebacker, Brian Cushing. And they will finally get him as he's all the way down near the 40-yard line. And now out comes Houston. And coming off a one-play drive that was so deflating for the defense, what's their mentality? How do they rally here and stop this offense?
Well, hopefully there's some determination that sets in because they weren't ready to go on the last one. Give all the credit to the offensive guys for getting it done, but to allow a run of that length, that's just not being prepared. So now, are they determined? Are they ready to read their keys and make the proper plays?
And we'll see how determined they are. On second down, Osweiler dumps it complete to Miller. So a nice job to break the 1 tackle, but not much daylight after that as he's brought down.
It's funny, throughout the time that we've been together, when we talk with running backs about the ability to catch the ball, their eyes light up when they talk about open field and having one-on-one matchups, don't they?
Yeah, they do. And that's the reason why. What we just saw, shedding those tackles, and that's what they're used to doing.
It is, and it starts at the beginning of the play. One-on-one matchup if someone's trying to cover them, but they also like those one-on-ones downfield after the catch when they're running with the ball. They think they're going to win those too.
Time for a break. Back to finish it off on EA Sports after this. The throw on first down with Osweiler. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by the safety, Kenny Vaccaro. And he returns it here to his own 18-yard line. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. They are just obviously getting shellacked here in this one, Charles. What's the message if you're a coach for this final drive in a lopsided game like this?
For a lot of coaches,
be honest,
don't forget today. Don't forget what has happened out here.
Yeah, use that as ammo going forward.
Exactly. Take a great look at that scoreboard. Realize how poorly everything went for us today. Coaching, playing, the whole deal. And never forget it, because
you're not going to want that feeling again.
No, you don't want that feeling again. And who knows? You may meet up with this team again. And we have to give credit to him for buying time and extending the play. But, you know, there's some really upset defenders on that one. They thought that they had him. Instead, he was coated in Teflon and got away.
Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done. In his career, he has a spell of 10 straight seasons, 4,000 yards or more. Only quarterback to do that. We're seeing more of it here in this one.
We better not take it for granted, because what we're watching, it's vintage Drew Brees, but it still is excellent.
They got pressure there and only rushing 3.
And there's a defensive coordinator right now who is celebrating not just getting home with 3 there, but realizing if that's the type of pressure he can get in the entire game, then his pass defense is going to be excellent. You're dropping 8. Where are you going to go with the football?
Now Breeze escaping the pressure right. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Jadeveon Clowney. Who else? He's in there for his 4th sack of the afternoon. On 3rd and long, it's Breeze. He's got time. Now a desperation, and that's caught inside the 30. An excellent pickup of 34 yards. And at this stage, down in the second half, looks like they just wanted to find a way to get it in the hands of their playmaker, and they did.
I think you're exactly right. I don't think the coordinator was looking at his play sheet and trying to figure out which play will work well. He's trying to figure out how to get the ball to the playmaker that you just described. Looking down at that sheet, you find people plays, not necessarily X's and O's, and that's exactly what they did there.
Now Breeze. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
It's a tried-and-true formula, and I don't think it'll change for as long as we play football. If someone's trying to throw the ball and you can put pressure on them and make it tough, that's only going to help your defense.
Yeah, he's since being hurried. He got rid of it before taking the hit, but incomplete. And that is incomplete. Down to 15 seconds now.
And he still doesn't have a catch. We're into the second half. I think it's a little bit of a surprise to me, but that was one he should have caught.
Absolutely. That was his best opportunity right there. He dropped it. To throw, it's Breeze. And that's incomplete. Clock stops with 10 seconds left. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and this Texans defense stands tall. Defense still with 3 timeouts. We'll see if they want to use them here as the kneel down comes. That's going to go as a loss of a yard. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on it.
The light is going down and the weekend's here. Save my soul. I can feel it coming, troubles in the air. Oh my Lord, the light is going down and the weekend's here. Save my soul. Who's on with me? Who's on with me?
I got some money to waste. I put the tricks on the, you put your on the car. It's like a weekend at Bernie's, and baby, you with the problem. About to get it poppin', call a Uber, cause I'm a scuba. Dive while he driving, shot it, rocket, and I'm an Uber. I know you like it when I put it, yeah. Maybe you should bring a friend along, yeah. Now, I got paper and I ain't gon' chase you, baby. I'm gon' take you down. Now, come on, shake it, baby, turn that around. I'm like,
Oh my Lord, the light is going down and the weekend's here. Save my soul. Coming troubles in the air. Oh my Lord, the light is going down and the weekend's here. Save my soul. Who's on with me now? Who's on with me now?
I done graduated, baby, Maserati, the Bugatti, coach seats to private, coast to coast ballin', call your friends, the weekend's coming, about to give you the rock, now pour. Give me one for the money, you the one for the night, you know you one in a million if you the one that I like. You got a lot of, glad I knew you, I brought a ruler, I'ma use it, play the music louder, I gotta do it. Now, I got paper and I ain't gon' chase you, baby, I'm gon' take you down. Now, come on, shake it, baby, turn that around. I'm like,
Oh my Lord, the light is going down and the weekend's here. Save my soul. I can feel it coming, troubles in the air. Oh my Lord, the light is going down and the weekend's here. Save my soul. Who's on with me now? Who's on with me now?
Hello, everyone. I'm Larry Ridley. You're tuned into the NFL on EA Sports. As we head towards kickoff, two quarterbacks will be on the field today trying to push their team to victory. It's the Giants going up against the Raiders. So with that, let's get you out to the stadium. Standing by tonight are our commentators, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Larry, EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the Bay Area as we welcome you to Oakland, California. Coming up, we've got what should prove to be a good one between the New York Giants and the Oakland Raiders. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. They come up in an offset eye. This guy was a Raider for a year, Rashad Jennings. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down. So here's the starting 11, and the human highlight reel, Odell Beckham Jr., watch out for him.
One of the few guys in the league that gets you and I out of our hotel rooms early to get here for pregame warm-ups and watch him go through his routine.
They stay on the ground. Again, it's Jennings. And not a whole lot doing there as he'll get it up to about the 28-yard line. Dan Williams there to make the tackle. Third play of this opening drive as they're looking at a 3rd and 3. And it's possible that today the most important group could be the linebackers.
Yeah, the second level, as we like to call them, right? Defensive front has to control things, but the linebackers, they do more than clean up. They help create big plays. On every offensive coordinator, every play caller sheet, they have about 5 or 6 plays per game that they call shot plays or big plays, and you don't get many opportunities to dial them up, and they just did, and they drop it with a great chance to make a big play. That's going to hurt.
Okay, look at this. The punt team nowhere to be found. They're on the sidelines. Offense going to go for this on the opening drive. Here we go on 4th down with Manning. He finds Beckham complete. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. So Manning to Beckham, and this defense, they better hone in on that connection.
It's almost like an electrical charge for him, isn't it? When he catches the first one, I'm talking about OBJ, he just goes in auto and says more, more, more. And really, he's just one of those guys that once he gets going, look out. But I think we know by now that every run is not going to be broken and get all the way to the end zone. But these short ones still have their value. You can still set up your play action and throw the football. You control the clock because you have the ball and they don't, and often the physicality sets the tempo for the game.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And they'll get this one down to about the 20-yard line. Give them 10 yards on that one, and that'll earn them a fresh set of downs.
And that's how you get started and open up a game. Really well-blocked play. Picked up a nice chunk of yardage. If you're the offensive line, that's exactly what you've talked about all week long in your meetings. Establish the line of scrimmage and take control. And they gave their running back plenty of room to rumble.
And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line. It's a gain of 5 on the play, and it'll be a 2nd down.
Well, the strategy was evident there. Get it to your tight end and make it a one-on-one play with a cornerback. Who's usually going to win that one?
The tight end, but not there.
Not in this situation. How about the corner defeating that logic and making a really nice tackle?
On to tackle that time, Bruce Irvin.
Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things, but the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
Manning going to try and throw on 3rd down. And now the ball comes out. Manning lost it.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
Well, that opening drive looked good for a moment there, but they'll wind up being turned away thanks to the missed field goal.
And those especially hurt when you come into a game on the road. You're trying to get things to go your way early, and now you suffer a setback right out of the gate.
On 1st down, Carr. This caught. Reception by Holmes. So he got free of 1 tackle, but couldn't do a whole lot else. Give him a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8. And Mr. Cooper, Amari, a headliner in this offensive unit.
Brandon, it's rare that you get guys so polished coming out of college, but Amari Cooper has carried himself like a pro probably since he was 6 years old. He is a terrific talent.
On 2nd down, here's Carr. His throw incomplete. The big tight end, Clive Walford, the intended target. As we peek at the starters defensively for New York, I'm thinking back to a couple weeks ago when I asked you the changes they made in the offseason, how they have formed this defense. Whatever they did, the moves they made, they worked.
Yeah, give Giants management a lot of credit because they went out and got Damon Harrison on the defensive line, and he makes it tough to run the ball inside. Olivier Vernon got better and better as the season went on as a pass rusher, and that's exactly why they got him. How about Janoris Jenkins? Covering people out wide. The bigger the star receiver, the better the performance you get from him. But all in all, the best player in the Giants' defense is their safety, Landon Collins. He's going to get some mention for Defensive Player of the Year. I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. The slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy. Sure, that pass was incomplete as they made an attempt to get a big one downfield, but that's okay because the second part of that is if you don't get the completion, at least you've told the defense you're trying to stretch them out a little bit, and they may have to change accordingly.
And he finds a man with a crossing route. And a nice gain of 21 yards.
We talk about mobility on quarterbacks all the time. Here's where it really pays off. Able to move, evade, and is accurate throwing on the run and picking up a first down.
And he's brought down. Well, for Murray, only 5 carries in the Raiders' final game of the regular season, and his head coach, Jack Del Rio, to the media afterwards is like, well, he only got 5 carries? I think he wanted him to get a few more, but maybe he'll be well-rested.
I always love it when I hear the head coach do that after a game. I always think to myself, well, just click on the headset and tell the offense coordinator to run him a little bit.
Boss.
I mean, you're in charge, right? But I do know this. The flip side now comes into play. He only got the 5 carries in the last regular season game. They don't have an open week, so now he gets a little bit of rest in that game.
Ready to go now in the second quarter. Brandon Gaudin, Charles Davis. It's the Raiders in possession of the football, and they've got it here with a first down. And the 8th play on this drive coming up. And he's in. Touchdown, Raiders. Derek Carr taking it in. And the Raiders are able to cash in for 6.
Instead of having to play follow the leader there, the leader led.
I like that. And he likes that, doesn't he? First and goal, let me do the job.
Because you know when he falls into the end zone after falling behind those big guys who pushed up front, that's a pretty good celebration, isn't it?
Gives him a little street cred in the locker room, too, doesn't it?
Street cred, and then when they go out to dinner afterwards, he's still picking up the check.
And New York set to take the field. And the last time that they were on the field, a little demoralizing. Missed field goal. You know, always feel like you want to get it in the end zone, but then, oh, well, at least we're going to get 3. Didn't go through the goalpost, so.
It does test the mental processes of a team, though, doesn't it? Because when you miss a field goal, it's amazing how fast they want to turn on the guy kicking the ball. But you need to keep his confidence up because how many times have we seen games where it comes down to the stretch? And guess what? You need that guy to make the big kick for your team to move on or to win a game. Make sure you keep him happy. Make sure you keep him comfortable.
I'm sure you always treated the kicker nicely, though, right?
You know, truthfully, I did.
Good.
I always did because those guys, they won us a whole lot of games.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks.
You don't have to be a finished product to show some pretty good glimpses of what could be in this league. And we just saw an example of it on that nice run there. When I looked at him coming out of college, I saw a guy with raw, terrific ability. I couldn't wait to see how it was going to be harnessed and polished up in the NFL. In fact, some people thought he could play a little slot receiver as well as run the football. This guy has the ability to be a big-time player with more seasoning.
Will tie the intended receiver, and it's 3rd down.
Oh, man, for him to be that wide open and drop it, sometimes you have just too much time on your hands, right? You end up thinking way too much, and your hands get shaky.
And yes, he's a tight end, but that's a catch he should have made. And he's got enough for the first across midfield to the 48. They get 6 on the pickup there as the drive will continue.
On 3rd down, that's a good job of situational football and understanding where the first down marker was and getting there.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Aldon Smith, he's the one that got to him. He takes him down for a loss of 9. And here comes play number 6 on this drive. Manning to throw on second down. Drops it off in the flat to Jennings. And they're able to get this one down to the 25. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. So after that big play, let's see if they can catch their defense maybe on their heels. Here's Perkins on first down. And give him about 3 as he gets it down to the 22-yard line. He's brought down that time by a couple of Raiders.
We always like to talk about defense in terms of levels. First-level defensive line, second-level linebackers, third-level defensive backs. On that run.
And he's hit and taken down. Eli sacked. Khalil Mack in there to bury him for a loss of 11. Boy, he came in off the edge so quickly there.
Look out, because that's exactly what was being shouted by the offensive lineman to his quarterback. Because
under pressure, they got him again. Khalil Mack in there to drop it for his second sack now here tonight. On now is Brad Wing to kick it away for the Giants. And look at this, it's a fake. Going down the middle, and it's complete. It'll be a gain of 24 on the play. And now Oakland ready to take the field. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, and now the ball's out. Carr lost it. Fumble. So they escape, so to speak, maintaining the football. Defensively, though, opportunity miss.
It definitely was, because that's all defenses talk about. Getting the football and either advancing it the other way or just getting possession and turning it over to their offense. That can be a little bit deflating. You're exactly right. A lost opportunity.
Carr going to throw. And this one complete to Seth Roberts. They get 14 back, but it leads now to a third down. And defensively, a dime look here. 6 DBs on 3rd and 12.
No surprise at all.
They come up in an empty set. 4 wide receivers, 1 tight end. Throwing his Carr on 3rd down. And he can't quite intercept it. Zone coverage, free safety was there. Couldn't come up with it, and now it's 4th down. Here's Marquette King now to kick it for Oakland. Back deep, it's Odell Beckham. This will be fielded at the 17. A good return there. Call it 13 yards. And it'll be Giant football, 1st and 10. And New York set to take the field. They had a great drive going last time. They were moving the ball, and then all of a sudden it just stalled out. So we'll see what they can do here, Charles.
And it's always easy to second guess when you don't get it on a 4th down try. But they had to like the feeling that they had going on offense. They want to continue to see if they can capture that again on this.
And down he goes. Brought down a Raider sack. Mario Edwards in there to get him for his 2nd sack of the night.
Well, so much for setting the tone of the drive offensively. Giving up a big sack that loses that kind of yardage, not a great start.
He sets to fire deep, and he's unable to grab it. Thought he might have had position, couldn't hold on, 3rd down.
And when all else fails as a defender, when you're not there in the coverage, your best friend is exactly what we saw there. A big play shot taken by the offense. Unfortunately, it ended in a big drop.
Hit as he throws there, incomplete. Well, they've had a pretty frustrating first half here offensively, and then just continued there with that incompletion.
Yeah, definitely frustrating for them, but heartening for the other guys. Those stop troops, they're enjoying things right now because they've made it very difficult for them throughout the half.
Carry on the return. Call that 49 yards on the punt. They do get 7 back on the return. And the Raiders will take possession. And now Oakland ready to take the field. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. And he'll get this up past the 45 to the 47. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1.
First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
Again, it's Murray, and he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. 5 yards is the pickup there as that extends this drive. And the offense moving quickly to the line. On first down, Murray. And he's going to get this one down near the 45-yard line. Now, whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. See if they stay on the ground for 2nd down. They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. Now Carr connects it to Roberts, right side. They give him 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs.
Everything about that play was beautiful. A great corner route where the receiver worked the defensive back inside.
Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of time. And now the Giants, they get the officials' attention and take another timeout. So as they take it over, we step aside. So 3 seconds here remain in the half. On is the field goal unit to see about getting 3 points. From the right hash and call it an even 50 yards. And this is, okay, well, so much for the halftime report here. Guy can't even finish his Snickers. We're going to get right to the 3rd quarter. Let me spit this out. And the lead moves to 10-zip. That's fielded in the end zone. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line. Out comes the Raiders offense. They'll go on offense first to start quarter number 3. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They'd hit a... And now the Giants will stop play as they take a timeout defensively. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn 1 here in this 3rd quarter. They come up in an empty set. 4 wide receivers, 1 tight end. Carr now on first down. Eluding the pressure right. Now he's going to go up top over the middle. And the defense loses him. It's complete. And all the way down to the 29. It's a big play there for Oakland. And even 50 yards.
Sometimes it's designed, and sometimes you just have to know when to leave the pocket and move and make something happen. On that play, is able to get on the run and was still accurate throwing the football.
Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
The best defensive linemen, they play with great leverage so they can get low and not get bowled over by offensive linemen. They have excellent hands. They can throw people off on a play. We just saw a great example of a really good run stop by a guy playing the defensive tackle position.
And they'll lose a yard that time, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down. And now it looks like they're going to be in the hurry-up. To throw is Carr. Open man is Holmes. The 13 yards that time at a first.
In recent years, the slot receivers really gained stature in the NFL because they can do so many things. Yes, they can line up wide like your normal wide receiver, but they have that kind of courage and toughness to run routes in the middle of the field and become dependable targets for their quarterbacks and move the sticks. Those guys are worth their weight in gold.
That's caught at the 1. 9 yards on the play there, and it sets him up 1st and goal. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. He can only cut.
And he is in. Touchdown, Raiders. Latavius Murray taking it in. And the Raiders add 6 to their lead. And the lead will grow by 1 more. Now Janikowski following the score. He'll boot this one away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. A look at the offense now here coming back out on the road for their first possession of the 2nd half. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half 2.
try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
No gain on the play there. Second down.
No gain on that run, and while the team is down, there's still time to come back and win the football game. If I'm the offensive coordinator, though, I've got to think about moving at a faster pace and maybe opening things up a little bit and throwing it a little bit more.
And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up third down. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. And that's going to leave them with just one timeout remaining still in the third quarter. We'll see if that comes back to haunt them. We'll be back. And the offense looks to pick up the first here on third after that incompletion. Throwing is Manning on third down. He finds Beckham complete. And he has the first down yardage before they bring him down right at the 45. And they're going to speed things up here.
But that's the kick-starter right there. Eli Manning finding his guy, Odell Beckham Jr.
Yeah, it's a deadly combat. A fight for the football, and it's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. The Raiders offense now, they trot back out, and they'll be looking to build off of a nice drive last time, a drive that really relied on the quarterback.
Making good decisions, distributing the ball well, distributing it accurately, keeping it away from danger. A really nicely run drive.
But now the defense, what adjustments do they need? Looking for Cooper, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Dominique Rodgers-Cromartie. And they're going to get the football just outside the 10 at the 11-yard line. And New York set to take the field. Looked like they had something going last drive. Then the interception happened. Will they recover?
The memory they need to keep with them is that they did have something going. They were moving the ball on offense, had a nice sequence going. Don't worry about the other part. You can't get that back. Let's go back to what you were doing well before.
I thought you were going to say they need to have no memory, but remember the good part, forget the bad.
I like that even better.
And they'll get 9 there as that sets them up better for third down.
When you execute a drag or a crossing route really well and give them a chance to let it develop a little bit, you can gain some significant yardage hitting your tight end on that one.
Toss play to Jennings. And he takes it into the end zone for a giant TD. Rashad Jennings, a 3-yard touchdown run. And the Giants use the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6. And he'll bang that one through. After the touchdown, it's Robbie Gould now to kick it away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. The Raiders offense now making their way back out onto the field. And last time wasn't pretty. One play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him. So when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, it's a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
A really nice pickup of 14 yards, and it moves the sticks. Fresh set of downs here. They like going to him in the slot. He catches another one.
I think this comes under the heading of until they stop him, why not go back to him? He has something going really well. Great working relationship with the guy throwing the ball, and they keep making the connection.
And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25.
Coaches really don't care from what position they get this, but run after the catch ability, rack ability, is often the difference between winning and losing and changing field position.
Back now in the East Bay. It's the Raiders with the lead and the football here as we get ready to start quarter number 4. They go play action for Murray. Now Carr. Throw left side to the tight end Walford. It's a good gain of 11. Sets him up 1st and goal. They're going to hurry back to the line now. And defensively, they just don't seem to have much of an answer for this passing game.
Not at all. Look at the confidence that's exhibited here. With that type of a lead, clock on their side, instead of running it, they're still throwing it, trying to pick up first downs and keeping the football.
And on the outside, they're playing press coverage. Murray, the lone setback. And he'll get it up the middle. And he's over the line and in for a Raider touchdown. Latavius Murray, his second touchdown of the night. And the Raiders add on to their lead. And that'll make this a 3-score game as the lead moves to 17. Now Janikowski following the score. He'll boot this one away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. And New York set to take the field. And they're going to need another score. Got one last time, but still down here.
When you're playing catch-up, every possession becomes crucial, doesn't it? It's vital. Get back out on the field, punch in the end zone again. They know it's not easy, but what they do have going for them, they did score the last time. They think they've got a good formula working.
And what about the defense?
Well, now you're just saying to yourself, okay, give up a score last time. What adjustments do we need to make to slow them down now and get the ball back for our own offense? Is it more pressure? Is it more zone? What do they have to do? They're trying to figure that out themselves.
We'll see if they can figure that out right here. Throwing is Manning. Over the middle to Beckham. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
One thing I can say pretty safely, that route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some mustard on it. Because if you're going to lollipop it in the middle of the field, bad things usually happen. It takes a strong-arm guy who can rifle it in there, and they were able to successfully complete that one.
And now they're in the hurry-up. Throwing now is Manning. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. And now Oakland ready to take the field. Good drive last time. Really effective passing the football. Do you maybe mix it up, now go to the ground game and surprise the defense a little bit?
I would anticipate the defense making some changes, but I wouldn't necessarily just absolutely go in the opposite direction. They're doing so well throwing the ball.
Yeah, why
I wouldn't change it up until they showed me a reason to do so.
Now a second down run for Murray. And they're able to get this one across the 35. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks. And they're going to hurry back to the line now. They go play action here on first down. And this is caught. I think he got that with one hand. 12 yards on the pickup, and that'll be good for an Oakland first down.
Watch left. Stop right there. Hey, all right, here we go. Wide and 8.
They run again with Murray. He's seen a ton of action tonight. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down. The fourth quarter here, they've got the lead. They want to keep it on the ground. That's what they're doing.
Smart football. Keep the clock grinding. Keep it going. But you got to figure now, they're going to see more people stacked up at the line of scrimmage as they try and bleed it out.
He was trying to get it to Andre Holmes that time. And now it's third down.
I think that's a big-time play there because the slant route is really hard to cover because the timing is so quick. But able to see it, diagnose it, and get to the football, that's why he was able to bat it away.
So a ways to go here on 3rd and 10. They come up in an empty set. 4 wide receivers, 1 tight end. Now Carr, a right side catch by Crabtree. And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. They give him 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Zebra!
Murray the lone setback.
We ready?
Carr going to throw here. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
So many offenses want to include their running backs into their passing offense and be able to swing the ball out or check it down to them. But sometimes those guys are just not as comfortable catching the ball as they are running it.
Hey. We got 3. All right, here we go.
Throwing his Carr on third down. Open man is Holmes. And he's able to get the first here as he's taken down at the 25. So the offense has it 1st and 10. Going old reliable there to the slot on third down.
And the slot position has become the bane of just about every defense's existence because how do you cover? Do you go with a bigger guy to try and use size? Got to go with a crowd.
And it's caught. Roberts has it for a Raider touchdown. Seth Roberts, 25 yards for the touchdown. And the Raiders add 6 to their lead. And it's up and good. Now Janikowski following the score. He'll boot this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And with the new rule, that decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards as he only gets to the 20. And New York set to take the field. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in the game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out of here. And that was the message to the team.
Just something to build on.
Just something to build on, get it done, and maybe we can look at that and say, we'll get better as we go forward.
So a 2nd down incompletion now brings up 3rd down. Throwing is Manning on 3rd down. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
A lot of teams love to throw screen passes. They want to tire out defenses because they make them run a lot. But there are a lot of moving parts on a play for an offense when they call that one. Because you got the linemen that have to move. You have the wide receivers have to get out and vacate. You got the running back that's got to make a little fake and then get out into the route. And, of course, the quarterback, he's got to hold in there and know he's probably going to take a big hit before he lofts the screen off to the back. Why didn't he catch it? That's all he needed to do for them to be successful.
So a change of possession here on the punt. And the offense will come back onto the field with a 1st and 10. Now the Oakland offense heading back onto the field to take over. They have the big lead here late. They protected their home turf well, didn't they?
They certainly did, partner. And just think about how good that feels because every team has a goal when they start the year to win at home. All right, and sometimes you don't win all of them, but they managed to get that done today. Just think about your routine stays the same. Everything's familiar. You feel right going into the game, and they translated that into a win.
They did indeed. They protected the home field, and now the final stages. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. They give him 17 yards that time as that'll move the chains. And with that last play, he's now up over that 300-yard mark.
And in today's NFL, it almost feels routine. And I hate that when you talk about a 300-yard passing game. To me, 300 yards still signifies excellence, and he's achieved that in this performance.
Carr. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. Latavius Murray, the intended receiver, out of the backfield. And now it's 2nd down.
The good signal callers would never go back in the huddle and play the blame game because they need those guys to protect him. But on that last one, his offensive line, they lost their leverage very quickly, and that's why they were able to get to him and hit him as he tried to throw the football and force an incompletion.
Here's Wolford over the middle. They get 17 down to the 17, and it's a 1st down.
Partner, it's a lot of fun watching the NFL now, isn't it? Because when the big fella runs routes, it used to be when we were kids, he'd run about 3 different routes, and that was it. Now he can run anything and catch the balls we just saw there.
Carr going to look to throw. This will be caught at the 2. And eventually stopped just shy of the goal line right around the 2. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is. to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point.
And he takes it in for the score on the game's final play, so it doesn't affect the outcome, but a little whipped cream on top to their ending.
Or as our friends in Bayou Country would say, that's a little lagniappe, a little extra on top.
And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks.